What's up, guys? This is Acid Roots. So I wanted to talk about Marilyn Manson and Trent Reznor, which, after Antichrist Superstar, Manson kind of went his own way. Trent Reznor was kind of a mentor and producer for the first three projects that Manson put out. But I was kind of curious just because Mechanical Animals didn't have Reznor featured on it, but I kind of wondered what happened in between. Something must have happened between 96 and 98. So I said, what was happening in 97? Well, obviously, up to at least February of 97, uh, Trent Reznor and Marilyn Manson were still in the studio working on things. So Trent Reznor did produce the Lost Highway soundtrack, and Marilyn Manson gave the project a song, which is Apple of Sodom. So I thought about this song. It just feels like background music, something to really chill to, forget about time and that sort of thing. But it's not an immediate highlight, and that was the problem. I thought, I'm not going to listen to this in a car or probably, go out and headbang to this or something like that. It's just really kind of at your home, something like that. Cook some food, have music playing in the background, clear your head type stuff. And, really, it was unexpected to think of that for Marilyn Manson just because most of the time the songs like Disposable Teens, The Beautiful People, a couple songs off of Golden Age of Grotesque, can't really remember, but, these type songs, The Dope Show, some of these songs, most of these are pretty upbeat and riveting. So this difference in tone was something I appreciated, but it's not exactly the first song I would say most people want to hear from Marilyn Manson. So, but I did like it. I like the idea. There are tons of songs that are just fit for Spotify. I wasn't really expecting it out of 1997, but so many songs nowadays. I mean, you're never gonna listen to these songs when you're going out for the night or just ready to get crunk. These sorts of things. It's more at the home type stuff early, in my opinion, that's what it seems to have felt like. But yeah, so this song, it was just a nice taste to it. Manson, in the lyrics, it's kind of hard to pay attention to. I don't know where that came from. I mean, really, uh, he talks about, I found the center of fruit as of late is the center of truth today. Cut the apple in two. Oh, I pray it isn't true. Well, something, has to do with fruit. I've got something you can never eat. Uh, I don't know if this is like some sort of uh, fruit of labor or something. It's kind of. I mean, Manson is known for this sort of thing. I mean, he did this like on Hollywood and that sort of thing. Crucifixion and some of these type songs. But in the shadow of the valley of death. So uh, yeah, it's a good song. I definitely felt like it was worthwhile. The thing that surprised me most was just the fact that we got something else from Trent Reznor and Marilyn Manson. So really, this pairing is kind of like any rap pairing that you may know about. And this is obviously Trent Reznor and Marilyn Manson need to do something in the studio again. This is obvious, but really the thing was that the single that was really pushed for the project was The Perfect Drug, which was the Nine Inch Nails song. And I think that they did wind up taking off like 5 years, so this was more of an interim for them more so than it was for Manson. But I looked the song up on Wikipedia, and it basically said that this was kind of like a transition between Antichrist Superstar and Mechanical Animals. So whether or not that it adheres to just one song. The only other song I remember Manson doing in 97 was the song off the Spawn soundtrack. Now I reviewed that in the Lest We Forget album review I did last year, but I don't remember the song. So yeah, it's obviously, I think it's wise to sit there and seek out, once you really start to like an artist, seek out some of the stuff they do for soundtracks, but they're not always, hits. I mean, Eminem contributed to the End of Days soundtrack, but that song blows ass. I mean, it's just a dud all the way around. But, obviously his lyrics were not. So that's the thing. I mean, he tore the song up, but it just had a horribly uninteresting beat. So, and I mean, obviously, depending, I think it just depends upon the movie as to how far an artist is going to pull through for the soundtrack. And that's kind of the problem. If the movie's only going to sell like 1 million first week or 10 million, maybe it's not the wisest to invest a $20,000, $50,000 budget. But for what it was, I mean, I'm glad Reznor at least pushed the project. I'm gonna have to listen to The Perfect Drug and see how that worked. But beyond that, this, like I said, this is background music pretty damn well, so uh, it should work. And I mean, it just doesn't have the fury of most other things. Like, obviously, if you're listening to Kill for Me right now, it's not as ferocious as that song. So, but yeah, it's a song. It's definitely, Manson. These are songs worth uh, reciprocating.